Okay, this next section is something I'm pretty proud of. It's something I was a pioneer with, I believe. And it has to do with the leverage created by prevailing at the tax deed sale. Because being the prevailing bidder gives you leverage. You get leverage over one party in particular, and that party is the homeowner or the ex-homeowner. As you begin to win your fair share of tax deeds, you'll also notice a pattern. Show me a tax deed property occupied by the former owner, and I'll show you someone who longs to remain in their property. Almost every owner-occupant wants to stay in their property, even if it's just for another few weeks. You need to learn how to leverage this desire into an executed agreement to recover the surplus for the former owner. Take a minute and think about that. I even suggested, and I told you, that the owner does not have priority. So why would I even consider trying to extend the stay of a homeowner in a property that I want possession of in exchange for a surplus agreement? Learn to present the prior owner with a proposition that affords them more time in the property in exchange for an executed surplus agreement. You'll make more money in the long run, and it's more likely than not the prior owner will move out in a timely fashion. So what I'm suggesting is that you have a owner and you sign them up, because anybody can collect the surplus. You don't have to be licensed anymore. It used to be trustees. Now it's not. You collect that surplus on behalf of the owner and you use an agreement. It works great. It doesn't work every time, but it works more often than not, and you make some money on it. Okay? I'm going to continue reading. However, even if I get a signed recovery agreement, I always take the following precautions. Things make a habit of going sideways whenever you deal with desperate. So what I would do is I knock on the door and I tell the owner, listen, I have a quiet title lawsuit. I've already filed an eviction, but I'm not going to pursue it because there's a surplus of extra money after the sale is over in approximately $30,000, whatever the number is. If you'll sign this agreement right here, and I hand it to him, that entitles me to half of that surplus money, I'll be happy to give you 30 days in the house without me coming by, bothering you, nothing. Now, the choice is up to them now. What could they do? They could say no, and you continue with your action. They could say, they could counter, I need 60 days. I'll make it look like I'm thinking about it, but I'll do it. 60 days, another 30 days for 15 grand. I'll do it. I'll do it. They might counter you with something else. And all you have to do is weigh as to whether or not it's worth 15 grand. Lately, some of the owners are getting savvy. They go, no, I'm not doing it. I'm keeping 80% of the money. I said, no, you're not. Because you, Mr. Homeowner, are not the priority claimant. Now, if there's no mortgage on the property, I'll do it for 20%. You can keep 80. Because your priority is higher, or is the highest amongst anybody that's still in the faction. And as a matter of fact, in Florida, I don't have to go to court. I can file what's called an administrative claim because there's nobody that has priority higher than the owner. And I could do that myself. So I'll do that for 6 grand. Sure. No problem. It's not worth 60 days though. I'm going to do 30 now. But I'm negotiating with you. But like I said, if the homeowner does not have priority, i.e. they have a mortgage on their property, they don't have priority. So now the trick is, how am I as an investor going to priority? How am I going to adjust the priority to be the way that I want it, the way I can make some money off it, and the way I could get some money for this homeowner to start fresh?